How do they feel about you? What are their hopes and fears? Hi, beautiful soul. I'm Mystic Mia Moksha, and thank you for joining me here on Mostly in the Moment for another Love Pick a Card reading. We're looking at how they feel about you right now, and what are their hopes and fears in love, and just in general in life right now. We also look at Spirit's message for you in regards to this connection. So it's a very deep reading. It's very real. It's very interesting. There's a lot of details. I'm very interested to hear back from you. And with that, I hope you enjoy the reading. And I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile 8 with the Onyx. We're looking at their feelings about you and their hopes and fears. So what are their feelings about you right now? I don't feel worthy of you. So they definitely feel like you have kind of upped your game since you've known each other, and they feel kind of like you're out of their league now, or that you're going places and they don't know if they can catch up. They don't know if you feel like they have moved up in life as much as you have. And they're questioning themselves, they're doubting themselves. I need time to heal from past pain. Yeah, okay, so this is someone who I feel like you two are not together any longer, or have been kind of fading. The connection has been kind of fading, or someone that you're in little to no communication with. But it does feel like this person is kind of down in the dumps, whether this is more recent or something much where so much time has passed. It feels like they still haven't gotten over it. They still don't feel like they're good enough for you, good enough for any kind of relationship. I do feel like they don't think they're not in a good place. And at least like you don't make them feel like they're at their potential. Wow. The Sun card. Okay, so there is something here. There is like a very powerful connection here. I feel like your person just has to go through their healing, or and you do them good. Like your energies really help them. It really shines a light on what's good about them, what's good about their life, and you kind of make them feel hopeful. But when you're not around, they feel like they're lost. They don't know who they are. They feel like they don't deserve you. That, of course you would make anyone feel better. Like you're awesome. You're like a high achiever in their eyes, and they don't know if they can compare themselves to you. Like, why would you want to be with them? So I feel like this person does have a little bit of healing to do. They might have been the one to kind of run away from you, or kind of cut this off, or kind of ghost you, because they didn't feel good about themselves even back then. And you kind of are a reminder of that, self-hatred a little bit, But with the Sun card here, I do feel like there was a connection here. There's a really good connection here. And you are a really good influence on them. They were a really good influence on you. When times were good, they were really good. There was something here. I think they just need to get over something. Okay, so what are their hopes in love? You are so very special. Oh yeah, see with the Sun card, and now with the 21, it's like kind of like the World card. Like, you are definitely someone very precious to them. I love this kind of like golden yellow color. Yeah, there is a really good connection here. You two are good for each other. It's just like you can't make someone unstuck, like they have to unstuck themselves. You can be there for support. You can highlight all the good things about them. You can have fun together, and at the end of the day, they still go home and like cry in their bed, feeling like my life isn't good enough. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, we had this amazing date, or we had this amazing relationship connection. All these good things are happening that are so good, and you still don't see it. So it's kind of like one of those things where like they know you're good, they know the connection's good, but they're just like stuck somehow. Not for you. Yeah, okay. And it came out in reverse. So like it's funny because I feel like you two are like meant to be together. Like, I feel like you both know, like, whether you believe in soulmates or not, like, or if you believe that you can have multiple soulmates in a lifetime, like, it's not just like one individual person. I feel like this person knows too, like, there's like a definite connection here. It's so weird. Like, they can see it, but they refuse to see it at the same time. Does that make sense? I hope. Let me know if that makes sense, because it feels like they know this is a very special connection, and you two get along more than anything, but then they refuse to see it or reject it for some reason. So I'm getting like their hope is that they can get over that. They can get over themselves. They can get over, because like it's like not for you. They need to get over the fact that they feel like you don't want them, that you're not for them, that you're meant for someone much more special than they are, that kind of thing, you know? So they hope that one day they can get over themselves, get over their own hurdles. Okay, so what are their fears? I can't even look at you right now. They're literally right off the bat, I'm getting like their hate towards themselves kind of keeps piling up, because they hate that they can't even like address you. Like, they can't even confront you. They can't even talk to you. They're just so ashamed that they like hold their head down. Like, I feel like even when they're talking to you, they can't even look you straight in the eye, because they know like they're the issue. And no one likes to be in a relationship knowing that like you're the reason it's not working out. It puts all the blame on you, and puts all the shame on you, and it feels horrible, right? So like, yeah, it makes sense, but like, it's like you have to do the work, but you can't do it overnight. It takes a while, you know? It's one of those things that you have to just kind of like go through. And it sucks, because every step of the way, even if you're making progress on them, like coming to terms that like, hey, maybe I am someone special. Maybe I am someone that deserves beautiful pile 8. They just kind of keep going over hurdles. They keep like have hurdles even in their progress in this inner work, where they keep reminding, but like, no way, like this is all for nothing. They won't take me back. They're not gonna want me. You know, they want something better. Like every time they take a few steps forward, they take one step back, because they like are in their head about it, especially in the beginning. Okay, so their fears, flexible. So again, with like the 19 here, like the sun, 2 19s, like 1919, and then like the world card, which is like big cycle starting and big cycle ending in your life, and the 1 representing the beginning of the cycle, the 9 being the end. I'm getting that like there's some change happening with the 5 here. There's some change happening in, I feel like, in both of your lives. I feel like their fear is like too much has changed in your life and in their life, that you will no longer want to be accommodating to them. Like, they missed their opportunity kind of thing. Like, you, right, like this person, like that you were kind of bending over backwards to kind of like accommodate this person. Like, maybe they were difficult to deal with because they were so negative, or they were kind of going through a tough time. And so like, but you were super accommodating. You were trying to be helpful to them. You're trying to like show them the positive side, and to like to take care of that relationship and them in like a really bad place, and yourself and all your responsibilities was really, really tough, I'm getting, for you. So they don't know if you would be willing to kind of do that for them again, or if it's going to be like a repeat of last time kind of thing. Kind of like, you're such an adaptable person. Like, if you like someone, you kind of adapt your life to that person and that relationship, that why wouldn't you want to pick someone where you don't have to like bend over so backwards so like much, you know? So they're all these thoughts are racing through their head. Like, do you see how many like thoughts that they had that were so like pessimistic? Okay, so what are some of their hopes in general in life? Okay, so they're really hoping to beat this cycle. The Eight of Cups is kind of breaking an emotional cycle that's really hard to kind of break. And, you know, we've all had those moments, those situations that was like really hard to like leave that friend or leave that situation. You know, you might go back to it several times. And so they're really hoping to break the cycle. Vibes never lie. They're really hopeful that you'll be able to sense that they're not like gonna do that anymore, because it's kind of hard. Like, you know, when you're with someone and they were going through a really difficult time and all you've known of that person is them going through a difficult time and continuously like cycles worth of them going to depression or them going through a bad situation after bad situation, like bouts of like depression or sadness or anger over and over again. I'm getting a little bit more sadness here. So I feel like they were going through a tough time, but that depression cycle kept coming up, and it was kind of really tough on you and the relationship that, you know, this kept coming up. Maybe they didn't know who they were. They didn't know what they wanted to do with their life. They constantly felt like they were not enough. Maybe they weren't making enough money, or felt like their status wasn't good. They weren't doing something like that they wanted to do with their life, and so they were constantly depressed or something like that. And they're hoping that like when you two see each other again, that you can tell that they're different and they're not going to go into like a repeated cycle of depression anymore. Like, they have a handle on it. They know what to do, and they got themselves out of that situation, and, you know, things are different. They're really hoping that you'll see that they're different now, that things are different. Okay, so what are their fears in general, not just in love? Okay, wow, 7 cups right after the 8 of cups. So you can feel, I can feel this kind of like energy lightening up. And even in the reading, I was talking about how they are taking a few steps back. They might take a few steps forward, 1 step back. Like, they are making progress. So whoever this is, Pilot, they have been making progress. This is a good connection. It does look like there's like a positive outcome here. It does look like there's like that they're going to get out of this, that they're going to be in a good place. Like, whether you take them back or not, that's up to you. We'll look at Spirit's message in a bit. Take that leap. They are, like, you are their motivation. They are wanting to take that leap of faith with you and kind of go for it. You're kind of the reason that they're working so hard. And they're hoping that they could take that leap of faith with you. They're worried. Their fear is that you won't want to. They feel like the leap will be too far. Like, it would be like a real trust thing, and you don't really have that big a trust with them anymore. And that you'll have like so many options that like, even if you might consider taking that leap of faith with them, it's like, why would they if they have so many better options? Like, that's their kind of fear, is that they might be too late, or that you might have too many options. Even if you do want to give it a chance, like, there's far better paths for you to take now, better suitors. And they also have this tiny fear that you might take too long to answer because you're not sure. And I feel like that's very realistic. Like, I feel like you actually wouldn't know, because like there's so much time that passed, or there's so much I have to consider now. Like, that was a very difficult relationship, whatever the connection was. It was definitely, I'm getting, it was hard on you, even though you were very positive through it. It was it did kind of weigh on you. Okay, so what's Spirit's advice for you in this situation? 5 of Wands. Okay, right next to this 5 here, there are changes happening within this person. And this connection is also going to change, because I feel like they are going to contact you. They are going to reach out. They are going to try to take a leap of faith. How that goes, I'm not sure. Like, they can't even look at you right now, but they do feel like, it does feel like they're going to reach out and they're going to like say something, take a chance that will change the vibe of the connection. Like, whether it's positive or negative, it's definitely going to change the connection between the two of you. Even if it's like in a little way. I just saw 1505 again. So again, there is definitely going to be like a change in the connection, like how you two kind of see each other after they take this leap of faith towards you. And the Shaman. So what's interesting about the Shaman, what the book has about it, is that healing is for like sharing with the world, basically. Like, you do it and then share it. And so I feel like they're going to come to you with a bit of healing done, and hopefully that will show you some hope and promise that they are on the right track, that they can do this, they can be the person you want them to be, and that you thought that they were at the beginning of the connection. That they can be everything that you've always wanted. And that healing comes from within, because they have to believe that they're worthy of you. So they're going to show you that they're working on that, and they can get there. And with the Sun card and the changes here, it seems very optimistic that they are able to make that change. But it's up to you. Like, maybe it's enough for you to know that this person that, you know, you have strong feelings for, or, you know, were really good at one point, is doing better. And maybe you do want to kind of move forward. Or maybe you're like, yes, this is what I wanted. Like, I always wanted to give this person a chance, but I wasn't going to unless they were going to actually show improvement and promise that they're going to continue doing it until it's like complete. And so I do feel like at the very least, they're going to come to you soon and show you how much they've healed so far. So that's going to be a very exciting little reunion, Pile 8. Yeah, and what you do with it is up to you. You have the information now. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you resonated, I really appreciate a like or comment, especially for this one, because it's very specific. It would be nice to know how this message applies. But yeah, with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful Pile 18 with the Moonstone. We're looking at their feelings about you and their hopes and fears. So let's start with their feelings about you. Please hold space for me. Okay, so this is someone who is asking for your patience very lovingly, and I'm getting that it didn't come off that way in the physical, really, but their heart is boasting with this. Like, they're on their knees, just being like, please just be patient with me. Please just hold space for me. I can't believe a love like this exists. Yeah, I feel like they were just kind of thrown so off course by meeting you that it like took a very long time, or it would take very long time for them to can even believe that a love like this exists. It caught them really off guard. They had no idea what they were walking into when they met you. Let's see, we have the 8 of Cups here. I feel like this is someone who has maybe sabotaged the connection, and your connection with them isn't the first emotional connection that they've sabotaged. Past romantic interests, even with friends, even with like jobs, co-workers, family. Like, I feel like this person, like, as soon as someone shows them like a little bit of love, they sabotage it. This person has serious wounds. Okay, So, what are their hopes in love? You matter. Yeah, I feel like you matter more than anyone else. And it's kind of gut wrenching. It's like kind of really it kind of really sucks tapping into their energy right now. I'm not gonna lie, because it just feels like I don't want to watch this happen. Like, you don't want to see this person continuously make like sabotage their life in this way over and over again. Like, and they want to tell you like, no, you really matter to me. Like, this connection matters to me more than anything. But they just can't show it. Like, they just have such a block against that. Regeneration. Yeah, they would have to like completely transform. And I feel like you were their catalyst. Like, you were their sign to kind of become a new person, like start over fresh. And they're hoping that they do. They really hope that they can become this like new person and, you know, be who they were meant to be. Because I feel like they had like a really shoddy childhood or something. Like, because these kinds of wounds, like, they run deep. It could be even ancestral. Yeah, it runs. There's a lot there. Like, it's not just romantic relationship. It's like anyone, and like anyone and everyone that shows any little bit of care or nurturance or love towards them, they like sever that tie, and they're continuously living a very like loveless life, and it's very miserable and horrible, actually. Like, I feel like you're kind of frustrated with this person, but no one can punish them more than they're punishing themselves. So, whoa, that went there. Hey, you never know what's gonna come up in these channelings. It's just the truth. Okay, so what are their fears? What are their fears in love? I'm obsessed with your body, the Devil card, and Yin. Okay, so I feel like their fear is that they're gonna continuously mess up this connection by being very attracted to your body, like continuously just like trying to get sex from you, and then being like, oh, why did I do that? I should have like just talked to them. I should have just like, you know, asked them out on a date, gave them a gift. Like, why do I have to always go there? Like, why does my head always go there? Or it could be that they are very promiscuous, or for a very small percentage, I'm getting like maybe 2 or 3 of you that they might be interested in another sex. So I do feel like for most, though, it's like the promiscuity and the fact that they keep like messing it up by like letting things get too physical between the two of you, and then they just like peace out, and it's just like that's how they can show love, is physically. And this person's all, I'm sorry, like I don't, everyone's messed up in their own ways, but this person is like really messed up. Like, they can't relate to love in a positive way, and they are very damaged because of that. And I don't like to use those kind of very derogatory terms, but this person definitely has issues and definitely needs help. It's so sad though, because like they see you as this like goddess or god like entity, like this perfection, and you're like kind of like their last hope. I don't want to put that pressure on you, but you're kind of like that, like they're kind of holding on to you because like you see them as someone who can change, who can be better. You see their potential when they can't, and that gives them hope, and so they kind of continuously come back to you. But they have like, oh man, they have some sort of addiction for sure, whether it's like a sex addiction or bad habit or I don't know, all of the above here. Oh man, sorry. 18, like, it's like there's something to that connection. Like, why did you fall in love with someone in this predicament, and there might be something there. They might remind you of like an unhealed child within you. They might be someone who reminds you in a very exaggerated and big way something smaller that's unhealed within you. I've seen this happen when there's like a crossover between two very different lifestyles, and like one is meant to live a more like rougher, tougher kind of lifestyle, and the other one hasn't had that kind of experiences in those kinds of ways, but difficult experiences in their own ways. But it's the when you kind of see this other person's world and it's very dark, like they might be able to go through it better because they kind of grew up in that circumstances and they know what it's about. They know how to traverse it, where it might be extremely shocking to you, and you might be able to relate to it in a very, very small like sliver of piece of a way. But there's something about you recognizing the soul within them and recognizing that like anyone could be born in another person's like body, and another person's like, you could be easily, the shoes could have been easily on the other person's foot kind of thing. That's something so beautiful about you, Pile 18. It shows you that you see people as people, not someone above you or beneath you or ahead of you or behind you. Like, everyone has their own merits, of course. You want to judge people by their merits, but like you see the good in everyone, and that's a special quality. But I feel like after this experience, after this person, you might have realized like how people have different things that they're meant to experience in this lifetime. And yeah, man. Okay, so what's another hope of theirs in general? Emperor. Yeah, I feel like this person, like, they might have had like a really good destiny. They might have come from like a lot of money or good family, or they might have good looks. They might have the ability to make good money. They might have good business skills. They might be very intelligent, very personable. There's something about this person that where their quality is so like, they have good attributes. They have good skills, or in another lifetime, they would have been upstanding citizen, very like good leader. I mean, that's good that they have the hope. Love yourself through this. Yeah, it's good that you showed that side of them to them, because I feel like they would have been completely lost if you hadn't showed them like that little bit of light within them. I'm getting this soul that you connected with, Pile 18, might be someone that like maybe not in this lifetime, but in like past lifetimes or future lifetimes will kind of get it together. But I feel like they have other lessons in this lifetime that are far different from yours. But when you two kind of connected, there was something that they were meant to show you and you were meant to show them that you wouldn't have seen unless you came across someone from a completely different world. Okay, what's some of their fears in general? What are some of their fears? They, as like suave, I'm getting as they are, they have a fear of talking. I'm getting with the Emperor here, they might have a fear of like being a leader. I think this person, Pile 18, is meant to kind of step up in the world a little bit, like become like a guiding light for others. And whether it's like a manager at a store or like the CEO of a company, like they were meant to kind of lead, but they've kind of always rejected that role. They've always kind of like, I'm getting like courted any opportunity that came by. because they have a fear that if they wouldn't know what to say, that they don't have anything worth saying, and that what if someone takes what they say and it's horrible for them. This is a past life trigger. And I'm getting it's multiple past lives, so at least like 3, where they were like this like fear of leadership, and you can tell because it's like it comes from accountability. Like it comes from like, you know, you're accountable for your life. You're accountable for not like trusting people or giving love a chance again for the fear of being hurt. Drowning yourself in your addictions, something like that. This person has something to say. Like you can tell, like they would be good at leading something. Maybe it could be like leading a youth group, leading other people going through addiction, something like that. Like they would definitely do well as a leader of some sort, but they're fighting themselves in more ways than one. In love and in life. They're fighting who they are. They're afraid. And they're also afraid of getting hurt, afraid of not being enough, like stepping up to their potential. Like, what if I quit halfway? What if I can't do it? There's a bunch there. I can't unpack this person's stuff, Pile 18, because it would take me all day. But also it's you know, you get the hint. Like you don't need to know everything. Like you get the gist of it. Meditate. They fear meditation. They fear the feminine. They fear their spiritual side, their emotional side, so they completely throw it away. They don't acknowledge their fear. They don't acknowledge healthy love connections. That means they don't acknowledge love for themselves. They probably don't have much love for themselves. They probably don't believe in themselves. They probably had toxic femininity growing up. So their own mother, or maybe they had a really emotional, toxic father. Usually you see things with siblings, but I'm not getting anything with siblings. So a lot of past life stuff, a lot of stuff from when they're younger. If they just took the time to like kind of, even if they go to like therapy or like, you know, a group or something, they would make huge leaps in their life. If anything, if you see this person again or talk to them again, like I would like suggest that, like maybe even look up one in the area that they're in and recommend it, so they have like some sort of lifeline, because this person has a lot to go through. But if they just kind of meditate or kind of just listen to their spiritual side, or just like do like a 5-minute practice every day, or like, you know, 10-minute practice every week, like they would go so far. But they're so afraid of their emotions. They don't, like, you know how when you have so much to unpack that you're afraid to, it's kind of like that. Like for example, if you just like broke up with someone, you might take like a week or something, or 2 or a month before you unpack it, because like it hurts that bad. That's like this person's whole life. Like they would have to unpack that, and they're like, no, there's way too much there. Heck no. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so what does Spirit have to say to you about this? Beautiful Pile 18. Okay, Knight of Wands, but it came out in reverse. I feel like this was definitely adventure. Like I feel like you even look back at this person and this connection with this person that you had, and you're like, wow, what a trip. Like that was an experience, right? But like maybe not one I'm gonna have again. You know? They got to live in your world for a little bit, you got to live in their world for a little bit, and it was like enough, you know, for you. The unseen, oh wow, yeah, definitely, with the feminine here and the spiritual stuff. It's like the things unseen, emotions, their beliefs, things like that. So this card is about that your guides, your spirit guides are near. So I feel like their spirit guides, Pile 18, is very nearby, and so are yours. But I feel like you listen to yours. they completely block it out, because they might get like signs and synchronicities, a message, a vision, even like maybe like some sort of voice or something. But they are in a very dark energy. But I'm getting that they might be like a little bit psychic, clairvoyant, and that's why they have the ability to be a guide, be a healer in themselves. Not maybe not like the whole world, but like they do have that ability to kind of help others with what they've gone through. They just have to get through it first. So I feel like this was a really good update for you, Pile 18, with where this person is at. If you're thinking about this person, whether someone you're currently dealing with or someone from the past, like this is like a little update from their higher self, and I'm getting this like rolling their eyes and like sighing, like, I know you were great, thanks for your help. I'm just gonna keep, sending them numbers and symbols every second of every day until they pick it up, until they finally see it, So I'm getting music is their thing. Like they listen to a lot of music, and that's like one way they can kind of listen to their guides, but they don't see it that way, They're just like, oh, this music comforts me. I want to hear more of this music, and this is definitely like a newer soul kind of thing, or someone who has like racked up a lot of karma in past lives. But yeah, it seems like you're doing great though. It seems like you are the angel here. I got nothing negative about you in this connection. You were kind of just you're just hoping that they were okay, and that things will be all right. But I think you already clearly knew, like, this was done and you're moving on. But you might have been wondering recently, like, why did I ever connect with this person? Or they might have popped up in your mind recently. So even if you were picking this pile for someone else, like, someone had to come through and just say hi and just be like, I'm doing okay. That's not true though. They're not doing okay. But basically, you don't have to worry about them because they're going through their experiences that they were meant to go through. Let's see if I can get a couple messages from them. Dark man, I'm just getting like they're in very dark energy, so it's probably good that you don't even like connect with this person. The amount that you did was enough for you, but they are meant to go through this like dark period in their life, or this kind of dark lifetime. It exists, that's enough. Mountain, yeah, major challenge to overcome. Major challenge, yeah. So I wouldn't go towards this person with like a 6-foot pole. Like, definitely, like, you are on a very high vibe, and it wouldn't be good for either of you. At most, maybe like leave them a hotline, but that's it. Like, what happens with them is not your responsibility. Yeah, dark energy. That's all I gotta say. All right, Pile 18. I hope this reading was enlightening. I don't think you're gonna like it, but I hope it was enlightening. And I would appreciate a like or comment if you resonated, or if you like this, or if you just want to support me. I would love to know in the comments if this is very specific, so like if this makes sense with this person, or if they just kind of popped in that you didn't even want them to come through and they popped in. That's kind of annoying sometimes when it happens, but that's usually a sign that like you're leveling up in love somehow, where this person came up to review for you. It's just like a 5-second review. It's a good review, because that probably means that something very big and positive is happening in your love life soon. I'm getting like next 2-3 weeks ish. So yeah, and with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful Pile 88 with a Howlite, looking at their feelings about you and their hopes and fears. So how do they feel about you right now? I can't help but be in love with you. I was tripping over my words as I was saying that, because it's just like unexpected. So I don't know if you were expecting this from this person. Maybe they weren't really expressive with their emotions and how they felt about you, or you were kind of waiting on them to kind of tell you, where is this going? Where are the two of you at? And I get this feeling that they're going to say it, and they're going to say it like really like heartfelt, like real from their heart, like how they feel about you. It might be simple, but it's real and it's there. For some of you, they just said this to you. For others, like this is something that is going to happen soon, where they finally tell you how they're feeling about you. It might have been a while since you two brought this up. Maybe this is a newer thing. Whatever it is, like I feel like you're kind of like hoping that this person kind of tells you what's going on, how they feel about you. I'm afraid you've moved on. And the reason that they're probably doing that is because they're afraid that you moved on. So yeah, I feel like this person is taking their sweet time to tell you how they feel about you. And even if you're in a relationship with this person or like kind of dating with them, they feel like they're taking so long to kind of tell you like how they feel about you, or how they feel about like entering the next stage in your connection, that you're kind of like maybe waited too long. They're kind of nervous about that. Or this could be someone from the past, someone that you just recently had a connection with, and you're no longer interested in them. Their hopes and fears are coming up already. We're just looking at their feelings, but this reminds me of a snail. Oh, so cute. Okay, the Ace of Cups. It's like you finally get that love offer that you were waiting from them, but it's like so much, like they made you wait so much. For some of you, so much time has passed. Maybe too much time has passed. But for others of you, you're like, yes, finally they're telling me how they feel. Finally, like we have some contact here. You say we have contact. They reciprocate our feelings. They are telling us about how they view this connection, where they see the both of us. Like, finally, I was waiting for this. So I do feel like there is something exciting happening in regards to your person, Pile 88. Okay, so what are their hopes? Ace of Pentacles. Look at all these aces. Love it. So there is like a new opportunity or offer here. Wow. They're hoping that when they reach out to you next, it will turn into a more solid ask. Like they might just kind of be feeling you out. Like they might offer you how they feel about you. And they're hoping that you respond positively to it. And they're hoping that them expressing how they feel about you, and that like kind of confession will be taken well by you, and that it will lead to, an actual physical thing starting. Maybe they're waiting to ask you out. Maybe they're waiting to kind of come back or make this official, or go on that date, move in together, maybe even ask you to marry them, depending on your connection with your person. Like they're hoping that them confessing their feelings about you and opening up about how they feel and how they feel about the future between the two of you and the connection, it will lead to like that day, that same conversation. If everything goes well and you respond positively, that it will lead to taking the first step in that next level of the connection. Why? 31. I feel like they've been feeling like you're wondering why they're making you wait so long, why you haven't really confessed their feelings before. And so all these kind of, they're trying to like, okay, see how I'm getting stuck? Like that's like them. They're getting stuck. Their energy is like, wait. We have to go back to the beginning. So I feel like they're gonna do this like whole long explanation, or if it's not like a whole long explanation of like them telling the story from like literally day one when you two met and like where you are now. It might be kind of like a quick explanation, kind of hitting all the points, or like maybe trying to answer as many questions as they can that they think that you have, or that you might have asked them before. So they kind of want to tell you like why they haven't offered this before, or told you how they feel about you before. And they're hoping that like you understand why they waited or did it the way that they did. Okay, looking positive here. Okay, so what are some of their fears? I'm sorry, their fear is that you're not going to accept their apology, because I do feel like an apology is somewhere in here, for not making a move right away, or taking so long to make a move, or to making you kind of wait for an answer, or wait for kind of their input, so they are a little bit worried that you might have like felt like that was disrespectful, and it's like, you could have told me, you could have said something, you could have done something, like that kind of reaction, which for some of you that might be the case. Like you might actually get heated, because if this is someone who like literally did not do the bare minimum, you might not be entertaining this person. But for most of you, for like an overwhelming majority, you will like understand why they took their time, because I feel like for most of you it's like maybe like days or weeks, maybe months, so it's not like that ridiculous amount of time. Okay, so what is their fear? Orphaned. Oh no, look at the grays in this color, in the colors of the cards. Yeah, they're worried that they're gonna put themselves out there and they're gonna explain everything in a way that like hopefully makes sense to you, because to them it makes sense. Like to them, the way that they approached this connection, approached you in love, makes sense, and they're hoping and praying that like it makes sense to you. Their fear is that they're gonna go through all this effort, open themselves up, be vulnerable, and that you're not gonna accept them back, and that it was in their eyes all for nothing, and that they're going to be alone anyway. And I feel like it took them a lot of courage to kind of just like admit that they loved you and want to be with you, and like choosing a mate. Like I feel like they weren't just choosing someone to date, they were choosing a mate for life. And so they took more time like figuring out if you're what they actually wanted or not. And so you're probably like, why are they taking so long? Why are they moving at a snail pace? And it's because they weren't trying to figure out like the next step. They were trying to figure out the next like 5-10 steps. And so like they really considered you for like something more serious and more mature and more long term right off the bat. And so they kind of needed their time to do what they needed to do, which, I mean, you can take it or leave it. Like I feel like you're going to either accept it for I feel like a lot of you are going to be like very understanding, like it's going to make sense. For a very small percentage of you, it's going to be like, that doesn't excuse like you coming back into my life and wanting me to accept you back when you didn't give me any hint or any clue, Okay, so what are some of their hopes like in general? They do want to travel to you, travel together, or move in, live together. So there's something about moving or traveling here. Yeah, it might be like the situation where they like, this is a step right before they pop the question or something like that, or I don't know, like this vacation or trip that you take together is really going to set the precedent of like what's to follow, what they're going to like be like, because I do feel like they took their sweet time and they need to show you like kind of what it's going to be like to be with them from now on. So I feel like they're hoping to show you that. Live from a place of light. Yeah. I feel like it wasn't like a dark cloud, but it was just always so cloudy and gray because they were so confused, or you're so confused because they weren't giving you anything to like go on, or not enough to go on. And it was like really frustrating for you, I'm getting. And they want to show you like that was like very temporary. Like that was just like because they were making like bigger decisions in regards to you and this connection than you probably thought. Yeah. They want to show you like, yeah, no, they stepped up completely. They are this person that you can rely on, possibly a spouse or future spouse. Like they want to show you like, no, like, I want to show you what it's really like to be with me when I'm like 100% all in. And they work through their doubts, they work through any fears or any things that they feel like they had to do before they 100% committed to you, or moved on up in this connection, or got into a relationship with you. Like whatever it is, like they did everything. They did all of it. And so they're 100% absolutely positively sure that they want to be with you. And so they want to show you like how it's different from before. Like if they continue to just kind of walk to the next step with you, and then the next step, like it would be like that gray cloud coming with you guys, because they would still be confused, but they really needed to take some time out to figure things out and do some stuff in the physical. And I know that you might be like, oh, that's kind of like annoying, but it's like, that is a very emotionally mature move to make. I feel like for the most of you, they kind of, it hasn't been like too long, and they kind of at least kept you in the loop, or kind of at least, saw you, talked to you, until they figured it out. But for a very small amount of you, like they didn't, and it's been a very long time, and it's like, you don't want to deal with someone like that. Very, very small percentage though for that. So what are their fears in general? Page of Wands. They have this fear. It came out in reverse, the Page of Wands, that they're never going to get to this place where they can start this new adventure. Because I feel like, what's so frustrating? I feel like your person 88, like even though they're very emotionally mature and they're doing the right thing by taking things slow and like really figuring out if you two are compatible in the long term, that this will 100% work. This might be someone who comes from a family of divorce, or comes from a family where the parents fought a lot, and so they want to be absolutely 100% sure that this is a good connection. Like they wouldn't want to move up forward in a connection. Like they'd rather not have a connection at all than with someone not right for them, but they feel like they take so long figuring things out, and they want someone who they know 100% without a doubt they will have a good relationship with for a very long time, because they're not someone who's going to get divorced, or someone who's going to like bail out of a connection when things get tough. Like they're in it for the long haul. They're that kind of person, they would never give up on the connection. Once they pick their mate, it's their mate for life kind of thing. Whoa, I kind of lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. Okay, so like, yeah, so this is the kind of person like they're afraid they're going to end up alone or with nobody because they take so long. Like their vetting process takes so long. They're very picky, which is a really good sign. Pile 88, but it might be so super annoying. But this is a really good sign, and they want to show you that like, no, once they like have make that choice, which they probably only will like once, maybe like twice if like something else didn't work out before this, but like they make that decision and it's like set. They want to show you how smoothly things go afterwards, immediately, like by taking you on a vacation or having you guys move in or something like that. So their fear is that like that you won't want to wait for them, in their long, intensive vetting process. Like, good for them for like respecting their life and respecting like marriage that much. But I feel like, yeah, like that can be a turn off. I can see how that can be kind of annoying when you're with this kind of person. Time to level up. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Like they might like, they're afraid that they might like miss their opportunity to level up with you in the connection. Like they're like, what if I take way too long to make a decision and I didn't need to take that long? So they're kind of like worried that if they don't step up now that you might not wait around for them. And also like they might miss out on an opportunity that with someone who is like the one, and they might not have this opportunity again. Or they might end up alone because this will always happen. And I feel like there's an opportunity right now in your connection, Pile 88, and that's why this is so intense. Like I feel like I'm on the edge of my seat here. Like this is something that's very current. This happened like very recently between the two of you. And by current I mean like within weeks or months, because like some people, you know, are in a relationship or in a connection for a very long time, and I come across those in my readings a lot. But I feel like this is something more recent. So someone like you're talking to, in a connection with, or in a relationship right now, or have like just reconnected with. Like it's something very current. Okay, so what's Spirit's advice for you? The Star card, wow, in reverse. So I feel like this is like a wish come true. It's coming true right before your eyes. I feel like your person, Pile 88, is really like kind of figuring out like they're kind of on a time crunch. Like not that like any connections need to be on a time crunch. Like every relationship kind of takes their own amount of time and knowing, and what feels comfortable for you might not be the same for someone else. But I feel like both of you kind of hit that magical point where, you know, everything's about to like go right. You know, all the lights are going to turn green. So I do feel like they may step up. If you want to know, if you pick this pile because like you want to know if they're going to step up, I'm getting they are. Time to level up. They're going to know like intuitively, like, okay, like this is the time. Got to make a decision. I know now. Let's do this. So if you're wondering, yes. Seems like for the majority of you, like 99.4% of you, they're going to say yes. This is time to level up. And lastly, Apocalypse. Great. So the card Apocalypse talks about how when like you're being pulled in two different directions. So I feel like that's why I'm getting like, oh, when they say like why they took their time to kind of make this decision or level up or express their feelings or move this connection forward, like it's gonna, for like 99.4%, I don't know why I keep getting that, of you will be like super understanding, will completely get it. And I feel like this card is also about like when the unknown becomes known and guides the way. Like I feel like not only do you get clarity about how they feel about you, but you get clarity about the situation they're in and how like it's a situation you're in now because you two are together. So like, and I feel like it's like something that they're nervous telling you about because like you might like leave them or not want to be with them, but they have to tell you if it's like if they are deciding that they want to be with you. You know, it's kind of like one of those like things when they have like a dark secret, you know, that like people might like look negatively upon. Like they would only tell that secret to someone that they're seriously considering, you know. And I feel like it's such a huge weight off their shoulders, and everything makes so much more sense to you. You understand this person so much more now, and you two can really positively work out how to move forward now together as a team, rather than them kind of feeling this like burden by themselves, kind of being pulled in two different directions. And like I feel like you have a lot of sympathy for them at this point, because like you can't believe that they kind of were dealing with this while starting up this connection with you again, or trying to move this connection forward. And so you're really happy. And it seems like with the star card here, for most of you, like you get through this hurdle together, and it kind of solidifies this connection in such a way. It really is an adventure. You two are ready to start this new life, and it's very positive, and living from a place of light, level up, adventure, wish comes true, traveling, moving in together. I do see the two of you kind of going off on a new life, as like seeing this new life as an adventure together now. Like, it really turns fun, and this thing that was really difficult for them, it bonds the two of you, and you two kind of start working as a team to help each other. And it's so beautiful how this little small Ace of Cups turns and blooms into this beautiful Ten of Cups. So I hope you enjoyed your reading, Pile 88. I'd love a comment if this resonates, or if you like this reading, the topic of this reading, or if you just want to support me. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful Pile 800 with the Dragon's Egg. Let's look at how they feel about you and their hopes and fears. Let's start with their feelings. I'm devoted to you, to this, to us. Oh, I feel like this person is deeply in love with you, and they're in it for the long haul. Whatever this connection is to you, it is that exact same thing to them, and they're all for it. Okay, how else are they feeling? I'll cross oceans for you. Oh, how sweet. So that is just proof again, confirmation that this person is so deeply in love with you. They would do anything for you. They would do anything for this connection. I feel like for a lot of you, like, this connection is just something like in the now. I'm getting like something that's like a relationship just starting, or a marriage that has, just you've been in a marriage for a very long time. I feel like there's something about this connection that makes it feel like you've been just kind of looking at this connection for what it is now, not really looking at it for what it could be in the future. But your person does look at this connection and is like, I will love them even more as each day goes by, and I can't wait to get to that point, even a month from now, a year from now, 10 years from now, where I'm like even more in love with them. I feel like you might not understand how deep and far this person's love goes for you, or you might know. Some of you might know. 10 of Wands. Okay, it feels like you two kind of went through like a trial by fire. I'm getting like you two kind of have went through a lot to get to the place that you are now. This is a connection that is tried and true. Like, I feel like the two of you have gone through many different experiences in relationships, whether it's with each other, with past romantic interest, or both. It just feels like to be this successful, it's some will see it as a burden, because to be that, if you want a love that deep and that beautiful, you have to work really hard at it. You have to do your inner work. You have to pay attention to them. You have to sacrifice. You have to pay attention to their needs. You need to nurture them while continuing to give yourself self-love. And it's a lot of work, to have a love that grand, that big, and that deep. Some people might say like it's easy when you're in love, but that's because you love it. You love being in love. You love being in a relationship. So like if you have a job and it's like, oh, you don't work a day in your life if you love what you do. It's because you love it. It's still work, but you just happen to enjoy that type of work. I feel like for the two of you, you both love being in relationships, or at least your person does, Pile 800. Like, they love being in relationships. They love being with you. They love, checking in with each other throughout the day, or checking in with each other after the work day or at dinner. Love taking little like romantic trips. You two might be kind of the couple that does more like romantic things than your friends do, and they might be kind of like, what is up with this couple? they're constantly kissing, they're really into each other. It seems like they're constantly making love, like they're just constantly happy. They're in like they're acting like they're like each other's first love, and they're like teenagers like all the time. What is with these two, you know? And there's something to it. There's like work that goes into it, but both of you like doing that work, don't mind doing that work most of the time, which is really cute. Okay, so what are their hopes? I could be your hero, baby. This person is making me blush. Oh my goodness, probably 100. This person is like head over heels for you. There's nothing in the world that they love more or would rather do than, you know, express that love to you and kind of grow that love with you. I'm blushing right now because I this type of romance doesn't exist in real life. It probably does. It's just like, you know, not many people are that kind of a romantic, and they have other things in their life they rather prioritize, and that's fine, you know, to each their own. But for both of you, like, this is it. And I feel like a lot of people dream of a love this grand, but most people like would want to do the work for it, might get bored of it, might like not be willing to do the work that's required. Like, they want it, but they don't know what they're actually asking for or signing up for. Like, you know, they see it in movies or TV or in books, and they're like, oh, that'd be so great, I would love that. But not really realizing, like, the amount of suffering and sacrifice that comes before getting a love that grand. You know what I'm saying? And some people, like, they know. They're like, oh, yeah, that love probably exists, but I'm not gonna, you know, make my whole day all about my person. I feel like the two of you, not your whole day, but you two kind of really prefer to spend time with each other all day, every day, if you could. TikTok. Again, with a time reference here. So I feel like, see, 6:30 and 10. Time flies when they're with you. They just want to spend a lot of time with you. They want to make you incredibly happy. They want to do everything on your bucket list and then some. Doesn't matter how old or young you are. Like, it's just like, tell me what you want to do in this lifetime and I'll make it happen for you. I'll figure it out. You know? Like, that's the kind of person this is. Wow. 800. Good for you. Good for you. Okay, so what are their fears? I still don't have all the answers, but it came out in reverse. So I feel like they have all their answers. Okay, so I feel like their fear is that, like, you two will learn so much about each other that there's, like, nothing else that interests the two of you in each other. It's a very slight fear that I'm getting with the two, because, like, it's not like an actual fear, but because we're doing this reading where we're looking at hopes and fears, I have to, like, pull something. So it's like a very small fear. It's not even a real fear. It's just kind of a thought. It's a thought. Like, hey, what if one day we know each other so well, know everything about each other, that we don't have anything new to share? Which I think would scare most people, but not your person. Probably 800. Like, you found, like, your soulmate. Mending. Oh, that's so cute. So Mending, 52, this is the last card of this Oracle deck. It's kind of like the World card for me, but I feel like the TikTok, I could be a hero, I'll cross oceans for you. Like, I feel like it's kind of like you two kind of complete your soul mission. Like, you complete your life purpose that you came here to do, like, way before your time. You know, it's like, okay, so now what do we do? Like, you found your soulmate, you did all the hard work. You two kind of make it a point to do all the things that you want to do in this lifetime, or most of the things that you want to do in this lifetime, or at least start it out or try it out or something. And you guys are kind of left with, well, now what? Wow, that's a huge feat. Like, you you did it. You finished the things that you come here to do, and way before you both need to like cross over. So I'm kind of lost for words. 800. Like, I think this is kind of something you don't see often. Okay, let's see what their hopes in general are. Ace of Wands, that things will always be spicy, that you two will always kind of have like fun, jokey moments in the moment, and just kind of have like little quips, little fun comments. Like, I'm getting like a towel whip, like, you know, both of you are just that you never lose that like in the moment fun with each other. The spice of life I'm getting. Always down for new fun things. Kind of, yeah, making each other laugh in the moment. Yeah, that kind of general idea. It's a time for a reflection. So I'm getting that they hope that like anytime something comes up that's negative or something that needs to be healed, mended, you two kind of work it out immediately. I feel like the two of you are like a super spiritual power couple, where you two kind of just kind of get things healed right away. Like, if anything comes up that needs to be worked on, you work on it alone and your partner helps, you know, as much or little as you want them to help. You both have a good understanding of each other's healing or need to express yourself and creativity or wanting to start new things or behind what each of you says to each other. Like, there's a lot of understanding here, like way deeper than most people. This is like a divine counterpart situation. I'm getting like, these are two people, I'm going to go highly spiritual here. These are two people who are divine counterparts. You find each other, go to 5D, you know, you finish up your 3D things, and your light workers, your star seeds, your way showers, your spiritual warriors. You're here to help others, basically. And that's so beautiful. Wow. This is like unbelievable. If it wasn't coming out in a pile, like, I wouldn't believe this is like real and out there. I do a little bit because I'm a light worker and I have another spiritual channel where I do like highly spiritual readings like this. So I do believe it, but like it's tough to when you don't see it in front of your face often, you know? Wow, the 3 of Wands. So I feel like, again, with the 3 of Wands, such a positive card for me. It's a yes card for me. You two kind of have like a path that you see ahead of you. I guess it's not even a fear. Again, it's like a thought, like, hey, what if we stay on this path for the rest of our lives? I wonder if we would enjoy that, if we'd be happy. It's not even like a fear. It's just kind of like, that'd be interesting, you know, if this happens. Clear your energy field. I feel like the two of you spend a lot of time, like, you would never be able to separate from each other. You two are magnets because you two kind of have such a strong spiritual bond that, like, it's not like a drug, but it's kind of like, what's the opposite version of that? Like, being connected to God all the time, always and forever, you know? So it's kind of like, there's no reason the two of you would ever want to stray from the path that you two are currently on. I feel like even like the thing that you two choose to do together, like in helping other people in the world and your kind of like daily work, is something you two might just end up doing for the rest of your lives, just because it's like this is the highest and best path. Why would we want to do something a little bit less than highest and best? You know, it's like that kind of thing. It's like, why not? All right, this is a very interesting pile. Like, I don't know. It's bizarre, but in a good way. And I love all the yellow in here. Very pretty. Okay, so what's Spirit's message for you? Judgment. Yeah, I feel like there's a decision coming into your life, because we got into the future a lot with this reading. And it's because I feel like your person is like in it for the long run, you know? Like, whether this is a new thing or you two have been together for a long time, like they're like, they think about how your love is just going to grow, and each of you are just going to grow as individuals and a couple together for the rest of your lives, and it just makes them so happy. There's so much good positive energy and emotions behind it that it manifests for the two of you. I feel like you're on in the same boat too, kind of. But I feel like there's a decision coming up very soon that's going to kind of show you your path. I'm getting Spirit is going to show you to your highest and best path, and all you two have to do is kind of say yes and kind of make a decision, because you have free will. But I feel like both of you are like, so like you're ready for it, you're prepped for this like assignment from God kind of thing, you know. You two are like, yes, we were waiting for this, but it's still a decision. And that's why I feel like your person's like, I will do anything for you. Like, I'll be your hero. I'm 100% devoted to you and to this and to us, this being your sole purpose together. It's just kind of like renewing vows a little bit. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting. Or you two might be, you know, deciding to get married. But I'm getting like it might be like a different kind of ceremony. It might be a more like spiritual ceremony or more intimate ceremony or something like that. Okay, so Spirit's message, the Tear. So this Tear card represents like letting go, and it's kind of like breaking into the next level of intimacy and vulnerability. It's like a conversation that needs to be had in order to break into that next level. And it's kind of like humility, humanity. They're talking about a glimpse of our eternal embrace. So I'm getting this kind of, this is kind of like a moment, I feel like the two of you, if you were going to go spiritual with this, like where you two kind of decide you're going to leave like your 3D life behind and go into 5D. You're going to do this. You're going to be like super spiritual or super into your soul mission or super into this like passion project that the two of you are in, or super into this love and growing love and sharing this love with not just your family and community, but like others that might need your help. Like this is a huge, big promise. I feel like this is like not just as a marriage between the two of you, it's like a marriage between you two and God. Like it's like the third energy. Like you two are kind of promising not only to be with each other and grow this love between the two of you and share that love, but also do so in the way that the divine would like, according to the divine plan, which is like your divine mission kind of thing, your divine purpose. So I feel like this is kind of like shedding like tears of joy and sadness of like shedding the old, kind of maybe having to let go of some like 3D life stuff, some old life stuff, you know, but also tears of joy of like coming into this union. I feel like there's kind of like a sacred bond that's going to happen between you two and the, like source energy, where it's kind of like you're taking like a sacred vow or something like that. Or like us making a promise or making a bond or a pact with God. Oh man. This all sounds so ridiculous, but I do these highly spiritual readings on my other channel, Mystic Mia Moksha, and the divine counterpart readings, like the really extremely highly spiritual people who are finding true love around this time in the collective. This reading is timeless, so whenever you find it, it'll make sense to you. But people have already started doing this around the time that I post this reading, and it's gonna be incredible to see like people come into true love unions. And it sounds kind of ridiculous to those that might not be as highly spiritual. If it is, like, this isn't for you, you can move on. But I'm connecting with people who are on my level or want to go to this level or higher. Like, you know, this is legit. This is real. These things are happening. I'm seeing it in readings over and over and over again. So, Pile 800, like, congratulations and best wishes. And I'd love a like or comment if this resonates. if you want to just support me, if you like this style of reading. This is a new kind of questions I was asking in the readings today. But I would just want to know if you just put Pilot 100 if you resonate, because this is like this. I'm reaching out to my soul brothers and sisters, and this one, you're my soul fam. If you resonate with this, or like we should find people to mentor us that are on that high level, or we should mentor others, like that kind of thing. Like, you know, this is beyond love. This is like spiritual connection here. Like, I feel you, sister, brother. All right, so with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light.